Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, here to bring you another retro review from past seasons of The Loud House. In today's video, we take a look at the Season 1 episode where Lisa finally embraces a more fun side to her character, but her siblings find her to be anything but FON. Today's episode is titled Snowboard. First we'll discuss the plot, and then my thoughts and critiques with my final score. So, let's get right into it. In this episode, the kids try to show Lisa that snow days are a lot of fun, and although it takes a lot of convincing and some unintended mishaps, the once deadpan genius finally embraces the wonders of snow days, and even uses cloud seeding as her way to keep the snow coming and to keep their school closed. Unfortunately, she takes her new love for snow days way too seriously, and her siblings want her to stop the madness she created. The episode ends with Lisa salting and melting away the snow as everyone happily returns to school, with Lisa saying her plan to put an end to snow days worked perfectly. Well, that concludes the plot of the episode, so now we come to my thoughts and critiques. At the time when this first aired, this was my favorite Lisa episode until Friend or Foe came out nearly a year later, but this one will always hold a special place in my heart whenever it comes to the first season. But why was this my favorite Lisa episode way back then? Well, the way I looked at it, this episode, at the time, pretty much checked off every box to her character. Her above average vocabulary and intellect, being emotionally detached from just about anything normal kids would find enjoyable, takes everything more seriously than they need to be, being able to create all kinds of interesting machines, excessively overthinking things that don't require that much thinking, using her vast amount of scientific knowledge and connections to her advantage, thank you NASA for trusting a child with cloud seeding, and being able to follow through on a master plan her siblings never knew she was planning from the start. Although that last one I do have a problem with, which I'll talk about a little later. All those things I mentioned were put on full display, and they helped in properly defining Lisa's character. Being the family buzzkill while everyone else takes advantage of a fun day off from school just plays right into who she is. But perhaps the best part of the episode was being reminded that she does have a side that almost never comes out, and that would be her more FON fun side. Even if you want to say it was mostly just an act, knowing she was still able to convince her siblings her actions were genuine when she's been normally anything but enthusiastic about most anything is not something to casually write off. Remember, this isn't the first time Lisa has shown a variety of different emotions. Just look at how she acted in Heavy Metal and The Greenhouse for further proof. Those episodes and this one captured a sense of realism in Lisa as a human, and they each gave her character some authenticity, something I greatly appreciate. Building off that, this episode was one of the few rare moments where Lisa took her enthusiasm and cranked it up to a level that made her, well, totally and completely insane. It's amazing how it only took a few snowballs to get Lisa to turn over a new leaf and take a simple snowball fight and unleash World War style Armageddon on her siblings. Rest in peace, Mr. Twig Arms. It was really funny seeing her, of all people, go to extremes that would be completely out of left field for her on any other occasion, so this was something quite different. She pulled off the insanity card very well, or maybe a bit too well. Her siblings believed they created a monster, and judging by Lisa's constant invasive maneuvers to launch indoor snow at everyone no matter where they were hiding, even in the most sacred of places like a bathroom, they knew there was only one thing left to do. Beg Lisa to break out the salt and return to SKOOL, school. Notice how calm and cool Lisa acted in response to their pleas, and how quick she was to submit to the will of the majority on wanting to put an end to the snow despite how much fun she was supposedly having. Well, it turned out everything she did was all part of her plan to put an end to snow days and never have to worry about missing school ever again. Speaking of which, this is where I have to talk about the part of the episode that honestly makes no sense, and it's perhaps one of Lisa's most illogical plans of the series. Besides failing to see what was so exciting about frolicking in the snow, Lisa explained in the beginning why missing school would be a detriment to brain functionality, Lenny and her incorrect spelling of words being Exhibit A. Hence the desire to prevent any and all snow days from happening. You know, that would make sense if these kids were intending to drop out of school and never go back, but since that's not the case, Lisa's explanation makes no sense when it's put into practice. I don't know how their school district works on the show, but if it's anything like districts in the real world, all the days missed because of snow are made up at the end of the year. Schools are required to have 180 days of class, meaning the Louds would still have to make up the days they lost. Lisa could make it snow and closed the school for 2 weeks, and yet everyone would still have to be in school for the 2 weeks they missed. In short, Lisa's warning about the threat of decreasing one's brain functionality due to time off from school is practically useless. For her being a genius, you have to admit her way of thinking wasn't quite as logical as you would have expected. I have a little fan theory that suggests maybe Lisa made up her explanation as her way of not having too many snow days cut into her summer vacation, and only went off the deep end to convince her siblings that going back to school would be better than having more snow days in the future. It's not the best theory, but it's the best I got. However, you can't deny that her plan didn't work the way she had intended. She actually got her siblings to cheer for the fact they were going back to school. Kids cheering that they're going to school? Lincoln was right. What just happened to make everyone excited about having a school day? Oh, Lisa, you sly dog, you. Overall, this was a fun winter-themed episode, and it was a good showcasing for Lisa's character. She proved how even if most of her actions were just a front for a plan that honestly makes no sense, she successfully convinced her siblings that everything she did was straight from the heart, and easily manipulated them into saying no to snow days and yes to school days. Seeing her go insane with snowballs was also really funny. The episode displayed a more authentic side to Lisa's character by having her fully embrace the types of behavior that deviate away from her usual blunt and expressionless persona, but like I said, I appreciate moments where characters act a bit more spontaneous, and Lisa's performance didn't disappoint. If anything, the takeaway message would be having snow days can be fun, but having too many won't pay off in the way you would want. Maybe the payoff the Louds got from Lisa's insistence of wanting more snow days wasn't what normal kids go through, but this family is anything but normal, and we wouldn't want them any other way. With that said, I give Snowboard an 8.6 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Snowboard. I'll end this review with one last interesting observation. Look in the background of Bobby's computer. It looked like he was not only talking to someone else while he was video chatting with Lori, but it looked like he was talking to someone in some adult chat room. You have to zoom in on the picture to see what was said, but the official Wikia page for this episode shows what was being said. I don't know what Bobby does or who he talks to when Lori isn't around, but that web chat does make you wonder. I'll just leave it at that. So, as far as this episode goes, what did you guys think of it? Love it? Hate it? Something you would add? Change? Keep it as it is? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest Loud House content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.